If it wasn't clear from episode 2, 5, or 16, the new 2020 Digimon Adventure series is not a beat-for-beat remake of the 1999 series. In fact, characters and digital world aside, it's basically a brand new series with new enemies, new allies, new world history, and new story. Episodes 17 and 18 served as an action-packed finale to this Getting the Ultimates section of the show, but they also did a great service to the viewers by helping us understand the past, present, and future of the digital world the kids find themselves in. This video will be part review of these episodes and part explainer of the new information. But first, a recap of the info we've already been given. It's Tokyo, Japan in 2020. Mysterious power failures have resulted in a runaway train incident and a historic region-wide power outage. These digital phenomena had the strange effect of transporting certain kids into a world of data called the digital world, where they befriend monsters and help them unlock new levels of power. In the 5th episode of the series, Taichi and Sora encounter a monument to the Holy Digimon, when suddenly those Holy Digimon begin speaking to the kids and tell them the history of this world. There was a battle in the past where 6 mega-level Digimon fighting for good collided with and defeated the forces of evil. It came at a cost, and those mega-level Digimon reverted to eggs. Turns out those megas are the Digimon partners we know today, Agumon, Gabumon. The forces of evil have returned, and the Digimon need the help of the human children to get these warrior Digimon back to their mega forms. Finally, the Holy Digimon voices ask the kids to seek them out at a separate location across the digital sea. Here I should also mention a pretty big distinction between the 1999 show and the 2020 show. It's that both Kari and TK, Hikari and Takeru, are separated from the older kids in the digital world. They're both still stuck in Tokyo, but have shown to have a mysterious connection to the happenings of the digital world through the way this feather landed in their hands in episode 2 that seemingly resulted in the birth of Omnimon or Omegamon. Okay, so that was about all the plot we got between episodes 5 and 15, as the kids spent most of their time growing their party and helping their partners digivolve. We got some great stuff here in between these episodes in terms of character growth and animation, but the story essentially paused until episode 16 when the kids abruptly found themselves back in the human world via a glowing door inside the digital world. Only thing is, it turned out this Tokyo was not the real thing. This was a simulation city, a recreation of Tokyo made completely out of data and still inside the digital world. The kids found this out, and this 8-headed snake Digimon, Orochimon, appeared to be behind this, and the kids and their ultimate level Digimon tried to take it down. They succeeded, but this prompted a 10-minute countdown timer in both the deteriorating simulation city as well as the real world Tokyo. In episode 18, Orochimon strikes back with a vengeance, taking on a new form, Nidhoggmon, and it's the series' first look at a level beyond Ultimate, at a mega level Digimon. In the real world, phones and electronic devices are burning up, and bits of their data are manifesting and sort of flying out as if being transferred somewhere. The kids' ultimate level Digimon are no match for Nidhoggmon, and the clock is ticking, when suddenly, just like in episode 2, a feather drops from the sky, and from separate locations, TK and Kari reach out for it. This time their crests are revealed, and this time we see TK seemingly digitized, but not Kari. This is important for later, we'll come back to this. So back in fake Tokyo, a shield goes up around Taichi and Yamato's Digimons, and just like in episode 2, out of the shield pops Omegamon. This is enough of a power boost to stop Nidhoggmon and pause the countdown. The people of Tokyo's devices cool down. Once the fight settles is where the story comes back in a big way, so really pay attention here. We get a look at a very small Digimon cloaked in darkness, and the countdown starts back up again, going down from 6 seconds to 0 before the kids can do anything about it. Something, presumably this small Digimon, opens up a rift in the sky of the digital world that pulls Joe, Sora, Mimi, and Izzy, as well as their Digimon, inside of it. Devimon appears for the first time in weeks, nods at the small Digimon. It's unclear if Devimon is thanking his subordinate or if Devimon reports to or worships this creepy little thing. Devimon then appears again in front of Taichi and Yamato with a well-needed story dump. He says, "The human world is our feed. The fabricated city may have turned to ashes, but this connection is an inalterable fate." Yamato asks if this Digimon was behind the fabricated Tokyo and the real-world power disasters. Devimon replies, "Light exists only to be swallowed by darkness. Resistance equals death." Taichi asks, "Where are the holy Digimon?" before Taichi and Yamato are both blown away and Devimon disappears again. Yamato states at the end of the episode, "We'll meet again when we reach our goal," setting up a confrontation between the kids and Devimon. He adds, "At this rate, something will probably happen again in our world," and Taichi agrees, but also adds that before they can do anything else, they need to find the whole group again. So that is where the story currently is as of episode 18, October of 2020. But given all we know, here's where I see things going and what I think we can expect in the next 30 to 40 episodes. Number 1, TK is now somewhere inside the digital world. We saw him digitize when he reached out to help create Omegamon. It's not entirely clear why he transferred there and not Kari, but we should be seeing him soon given his placement in the end credits. My guess is that Team Sora, Izzy, Joe, and Mimi will meet up with TK before Yamato and Taichi do. Firstly, because we see in the episode 19 preview Taichi and Yamato doing their own thing with Leomon, but also I think story-wise it will be good for TK to first interact with the digital world without his older brother to cling on to and hide behind. It will allow him to form a connection with Patamon and sort of learn to stand on his own out of his brother's shadow before having this touching reunion. Number 2, Devimon is stealing data from the human world to create or feed this super weapon of a Digimon. My hope is that this little guy turns out to be Diaboromon, but I don't want to bet money on it. I don't know that for sure. I think this will be our third act, sort of big bad, if/when the kids defeat Devimon. They'll be dealing with this creature that feeds off the human world's tech and relies on our tech dependence to contribute to its power. The show will have an opportunity to say something really cool about tech dependency here. I'm not sure if it will because it's still a kid's show and keeping things relatively simple, but I was really struck by the line Devimon said in the last episode, "The human world is our feed." Of course, that makes me think about, news feeds and Twitter feeds. Immediately, it made me wonder if Digimon was trying to say something about how by using apps like social media apps, we're giving ourselves, giving our time, and giving our energy into feeding these apps or their creators. Maybe it was just a fun choice of words by whoever wrote the official subtitles, but I'd love for Digimon to tackle our relationship to tech in a way like this. Number 3, no more Omegamon for a while, Mega level Digimon, and connecting TK and Kari. Whether that means the kids getting back to the real world to find Kari or getting Kari into the digital world. The kids now know that power beyond ultimate level is possible thanks to their encounter with Nidhoggmon. I believe they'll attempt to summon Omegamon, but they'll fail, and this will be because of some rule where Kari and TK's divine intervention thing only works if they're in the same world. The kids will know they need Mega level power but can't rely on Omegamon, and this will force them to push beyond in their own ways, giving us the likes of War Greymon, Vikemon, Metal Garurumon, Rosemon, etc. Number 4, the Holy Digimon are going to be Angemon and Angewomon. Eagle-eyed fans noticed in episode 5 that shot of the Mega level Digimon did not include TK and Kari's Digimon partners, just the 6 older kids' Digimon. I believe the Holy Digimon we're searching for are going to include TK and Kari's Digimon partners. It could be that in the ancient battle we flash back to in episode 5, the 6 Megas were enough to temporarily defeat the darkness or suppress the darkness, but not defeat it forever, hence why it's back now. I think with the help of the Holy Digimon, the tides will turn in favor of light, defeating darkness permanently. In summary, we potentially have 2 very interesting stories developing. One is this very traditional fantasy RPG story of light over darkness, a pretty simple story, but one accented by tech, 2 worlds, Digivolutions, and all that good Digimon stuff. The second story, not cemented, but what I'm really hoping for is possibly this cautionary tale about our technology usage contributing to something sinister that does not have our best interests at heart. In that metaphor, I guess Devimon is maybe the big tech companies collecting our data. I really want this to be explored, but it might be too intense for Digimon. I'm hoping it's not too intense, but again, time will tell. So that's where we are with the new Digimon Adventure series. Is it too complicated, too simple? Do you prefer the Find a Way Home story from Digimon Adventure 1999? Let me know if you have any alternate prediction for where this story goes by leaving a comment. And if you enjoyed the recap and you enjoyed the theory about what's next, please share this video with your Digimon loving friends. Tell them they need to check out the new show and tell them to subscribe to this channel. Right now, my analytics tell me that 90% of my viewers are not subscribers. Even if 50% of viewers subscribed, it would be huge for this channel. It would be hundreds of new followers and it would allow me to make bigger and better Digimon videos. So if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. I'll be back soon with a recap of the new episode 19. If you haven't watched my last evolution ending explained video, be sure to catch that. Okay, see you around.